I found you. CEO Eris stuns everyone by kissing poor single dad worker. The kiss happened in broad daylight, right in the middle of a busy corporate plaza, where people usually rushed with their coffee and phones, never looking twice at anyone below their status. In one shocking moment, a powerful woman in an elegant suit closed the distance between herself and a tired factory worker holding a little girl's hand, and pressed her lips to his cheek with trembling relief. Gasps rippled through the crowd as she whispered words no one expected to hear. She had finally found him. Before the story goes any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the idea that destiny can rewrite even the harshest lives, please take a moment to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Dreams Journey. Your support keeps stories like this alive. Armin Qureshi never imagined his life would be noticed by anyone important. Every morning under the clear daytime sky, he walked his daughter Mira to a small daycare near the industrial zone before starting his shift as a maintenance worker in a massive electronics factory. He was 32, worn beyond his years, with permanently tired eyes and hands roughened by honest labor. His wife had died during childbirth 4 years earlier, leaving him alone with a newborn and a mountain of grief he never had time to properly feel. Since then, survival had become his only goal. Love, dreams, and hope felt like luxuries meant for other people. The factory plaza where Armin worked was attached to the headquarters of the Astronova Group, one of the most powerful tech conglomerates in the region. Employees like Armin wore simple uniforms and were invisible to the executives who swept past them in polished cars. He fixed broken railings, cleaned machinery, and stayed late without complaint because Mira needed school fees, meals, and a future he could barely afford. Even during daytime lunch breaks, when sunlight poured through the glass buildings, Armin sat alone, eating modest food and watching the world move on without him. What Armin did not know was that the same plaza was a place of ghosts for Alara Voss, the only daughter of Astronova's CEO. Alara was 27, brilliant, disciplined, and burdened by a secret her family had spent years trying to erase. As a university student, she had once volunteered at a community shelter, desperate to escape the cold perfection of her elite upbringing. There, during a difficult summer, she had crossed paths with a struggling young man who helped her through a terrifying moment when she was attacked while distributing supplies. That man had disappeared from her life the very next day, leaving behind only a memory and a deep sense of unfinished gratitude. Years later, Alara had everything money could buy, yet something inside her remained unsettled. In daylight meetings surrounded by glass walls and applause, she still felt hollow. She had quietly funded programs to locate the man who once protected her. But time and bureaucracy buried every lead. Until one ordinary afternoon, when she stepped out of her car and saw a familiar posture, a familiar kindness in the way a worker knelt to adjust a little girl's shoelace. Armin noticed her stare but quickly looked away, used to executives glaring at him as if he were part of the pavement. He did not recognize her at all. Alara, however, felt her chest tighten as memories flooded back. The same eyes, the same gentle seriousness, now shadowed by years of sacrifice. Without caring who was watching, without thinking of reputation or scandal, she crossed the plaza and closed the distance that fate had stretched for years. The kiss stunned everyone, but it shattered Armin's understanding of his own life. He froze, heart racing, as security guards hesitated and whispers exploded around them. Alara pulled back, her eyes shining with tears, and for the first time in years, she felt complete. She had found the man whose quiet courage had changed her life, now revealed as a single father carrying his own invisible wounds. The days that followed were overwhelming for Armin. Rumors spread through the factory, and co-workers treated him differently, some with envy, others with suspicion. Alara did not offer him charity or sudden wealth. Instead, she offered respect. She learned about Mira, about the nights Armin worked overtime to afford medicine, about the loneliness of raising a child without help. In daylight visits to parks and simple cafes, she allowed herself to experience a world beyond boardrooms, while Armin slowly remembered what it felt like to be seen. Challenges did not disappear easily. Alara's family disapproved. Investors questioned her judgment, and Armin struggled with feeling unworthy of standing beside someone so powerful. But each obstacle strengthened the quiet bond between them. Alara used her influence to improve worker conditions across the company, not because of Armin, but because she now truly understood the lives behind the uniforms. Armin, in turn, found confidence in knowing his worth was not measured by his salary, but by his integrity. That as the story nears its end, the image that stayed with everyone was simple and bright. In the daytime sun, Armin watched Mira laugh freely while Alara stood beside them. No longer a distant heiress, but a woman who chose love over image. The plaza that once ignored him had become the place where his life changed forever. If this story touched your heart, reminded you of the power of kindness, or made you believe that love can rise from the most unexpected places, please engage with this video now. Your likes, shares, and comments mean more than you know. Special request before the ending. Please comment below with a word or sentence that represents hope to you. Somewhere between sacrifice and destiny, two broken paths found each other again, proving that even in the brightest daylight, miracles can quietly happen to those who never stop being kind.